about z-index and what to expect when you use it. So first, let's start with a default markup structure here. So there's no z-index applied. What is the stacking order going to be if these are, circles that are colored? Well, the one that comes last is going to be on top. So green is going to be on top of gray, is going to be on top of purple. So green, gray, purple. Cool. Now, what if you want to give something a z-index? Well, first you got to give it a position. So relative, absolute, sticky, whatever. And then the number, if the highest number basically goes on top. So 3 is on top of 2 is on top of 1. So purple is on top of gray is on top of green. Now, if you have nesting, it gets a little interesting. So basically, let's say you have this nested item with a really big z-index. Surprisingly, it's never going to go above this green div class because the parent of this one is at a z-index of 1 and this is at a z-index of 2. So it's sort of like the child is limited by the parent. So the parent sort of sets the ceiling on how high it can be in the stacking order. So if this was ever going to go above this, the parent's z-index would need to be 3. Okay? So let me just give a little analogy here. So the parent here is the parent here, purple. Gray is the child. Green is a neighbor. Now, the parent and child are in z-index apartment 1 right here. And this neighbor is in a z-index apartment of 2, which is here. Now, the parent and child can like switch spots where they sleep. So one can be higher than the other. So if the child wants to be in the loft, they can with a z-index of 9,000. But if the parent wants to, go to the loft and be above the child, they can just set their z-index higher than the child's, okay? So they can kind of shuffle around in here. But they're never going to go above because they're just in z-index apartment 1. That they would need to, get a different apartment, need to get z-index apartment of 3 right here to be able to do that. And the last thing is opacity and transform. If you put that on an element, can give it a z index. So it sort of like does a similar thing to putting position relative or absolute on something. And that's it. Bye.